Hello, Deepti. Good afternoon. How are you?
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. I'm fine.
So, Deepti, please tell me about yourself.
Sir, myself Deepti. I'm from Basmat. I completed my graduation from SRT University. From last 1 year, I working in a RK office.
Okay. So, you are working as a front-end developer or Angular developer?
I'm 6 months. I'm working as a front-end developer, and 6 months I'm working as an Angular developer.
So, why you are switching current organization?
Because sir, I have to learn new thing and yes.
But you told that you just have 1 year of experience, and in that 1 year, you only work for 6 months in Angular. So, I don't think.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. So I don't think you got sufficient knowledge or you reach a saturation level of knowledge in Angular. Okay, it's okay. So how much you rate yourself out of 5 in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript?
3.5.
Okay, in all 3.
Yes.
What is the difference between HTML and HTML5?
Sir, HTML5 have more semantic tag, audio, video, nav, header, footer, aside sections, and article, time, date. And HTML5 gives some APIs. Gives some APIs like page, web storage, file form, drag and drop, and geolocation.
Apart from this,
it support a multimedia, audio and video.
oh. What is the difference between CSS and CSS3?
So CSS3 support media query, and CSS3 have collections of color and RGBA, HSL, HSLL, and 3D and 2D transformations, animations, and pseudo selector.
What is box sizing?
Sir, box sizing, it is a property. It allows us to include padding and border.
Okay. What is box model?
Box model contain margin, padding, border, content, etc.
What are the CSS selectors we have?
CSS selector, active over focus, visited. Sorry, sir. See, class selector, ID selector, and pseudo selector.
What is the precedence of selector, CSS selector?
ID selector have a more precedence than class selector.
Suppose I have 2 divs. One is parent and second is child, right? And I want to bring the child div at the center of parent. So how can we achieve that?
Sir, can you please repeat the question?
We have 2 divs. One is a parent div and the second is child div within a parent, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, by using position relative and position absolute.
Okay. So what will be the CSS?
Position relative. This property gives to the parent, and position absolute This
Hmm.
property is gives to the child element and is equal to 50%, top 50%, bottom 50%.
Top 50%, bottom 50%.
Yes,
Are you sure?
yes, sir.
What are
Sir,
the
top 50% and right or left 50%.
and any other CSS property?
Transform, translate, transform, translate. In bracket, we use X and Y. 50%, 50%.
What are the CSS positions we have?
Sir, 5 type of positions: absolute, relative, sticky, sticky, fixed, and static.
Uh, do you have work on SAS?
Yes, sir.
What is SAS?
Sir, SAS is a synthetical awesome style sheet, and it is used to properly divide the sections um, over the lengthy code, and in a SAS mix functions and import. These are the two properties of SAS.
Are those some features of the SAS, right?
Yes, sir.
What is difference between ID and class?
ID and class. ID is a ID is a unique, and class we use multiple times.
What is difference between inline and block?
Inline and block. Sir, inline element, the width is equal to its content, and it always start from same line. And in block element, its width is equal to its parent, and it's always start from new line. And block level, block element example is paragraph 2, and inline element examples is image, button, input, span.
What is difference between display none and visibility hidden?
Sir, when we use the display none, it changes the structure of layout. It changes the structure of layout, and when we use a visibility none, they cannot affect the structure of layout, but it is not.
In how many ways we can specify CSS styling for the HTML element?
Sorry, sir.
You say in how many ways we can apply CSS style to the HTML element?
Sir, 3 ways: external, internal, and inline.
What is difference between image tag and picture tag? Hello. What is difference between SVG and canvas?
Sorry, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. What type of audio files we can be used in HTML5?
Sir, your voice is tricky.
Sorry.
Voice break.
Okay. What type of audio files can be played in HTML file?
By using MP3 and audio tag.
MP3 and
MP3, OGGA, and
okay. Okay. Perfect. And for video,
and for video and MP4 OGG. Hello.
what are the yes, what are the data types we have in JavaScript?
Two type of data type: primitive data type and non-primitive data type.
Okay. And what is difference
Primitive
between
data
them?
type holds the value, and non-primitive data type, and non-primitive data type holds the reference, and primitive data type is string, number, boolean, null and undefined, and non-primitive data type is object, functions, and array.
What is difference between primitive and non-primitive?
Sir, primitive data type holds the reference,
Okay.
and sorry, sir. Primitive data type holds the reference, and non-primitive data type holds the value.
Are you sure?
Non-primitive data type holds, yes, sir. Non-primitive data type holds the value, and primitive data type holds the reference. Non-primitive data type is a string, number, boolean, undefined, and null. And primitive data type is primitive data type is object, number, object, array, and function.
Okay. Are you sure?
Mm.
Okay. What is hosting?
Hosting is the by default process. All the declaration in our scope are get shifted at the top of the scope. It is called as hosting.
What is type portion?
Sorry, sir.
What is type portion?
Type portion. The one data type is conversion into another data type. It is called as type portion.
What is the difference between call, bind, and apply? Hello. What is difference between call, bind, and apply?
Sir, call, bind, and apply. Call method, it is used to if we have one method, and this method it is used on another object, then we use call method, and in call method all the arguments are passed in are passed up and separated by comma, and first argument is a object reference, and bind method and sorry sir and apply method, we pass the all argument in array except object reference, and bind method it is used to bind the method on object.
Can you explain what is pass by value and pass by reference?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is pass by value? Yes.
Sorry, sir.
What is difference between pass by value and pass by reference?
Yes,
What is IFI?
if is an immediate enough function, when the function get executed, it will be created.
What is higher order function?
Higher order function is the a function accept parameter or argument as a callback as a function. It is called as higher order function.
What is this keyword?
This keyword is always target to their closest parent object.
What is curring function?
Curring function is a curring function is a when a function is when a function is created, it's taking all argument at a time. Instead of taking, it take one argument and returns functions, and it take another argument and return a second function until all the arguments are completed.
What is lexical scope?
Sir, lexical scope is the scope of parent.
What is closure?
Closure is when we return one function to another functions, and one function we can return one function into another function, and the inner function access all the data from outer function. It is called as closure.
What is callback?
Callback when it pass a function which is passed as a argument or parameter. It is called as callback function.
What is callback hell?
Sorry, sir.
What is callback hell?
Nested callback. Then it is hard to read. It is callback hell.
What is promise?
Sir, promise, it is a JavaScript object. It is used to handle asynchronous operation. And for state in promise, pending, fulfill, reject, and settle. In pending state, promise is still pending, neither reject or nor false. Neither reject and not fulfilled. And fulfilled when promise is succeed, and reject when promise is fail, and settle promise is reject as well or fail.
What is temporal dates form?
Sorry, sir.
Difference between prototypical and classical headers. Can you explain?
No, sorry, sir. I don't.
What is object destructuring?
Object destructuring. We change the object keys name by using object destructuring, and we add keys into an object by using object destructuring.
What is the use of promise in JavaScript?
It is used to handle asynchronous operations. Asynchronous tasks.
What is rest parameter and spread operators?
Sir, spread operator, it is used to unpack the array element, and rest operator, it is used to pack the element.
What are the features of ES6?
ES6, destructuring of array, destructuring of object, let const path, array of array keys, map, sum, every, find index, and for of foreign.
Okay. Apart from this,
apart from this,
What is lambda function?
sir, callback function, it is also called as lambda function.
Are you sure?
No, sir.
Arrow functions are called as lambda function.
Yes.
What is arrow function?
Sir, arrow function, it is the simplest way to write a function, and it reduces a line of code.
Okay. Is there any limitation of using arrow functions?
In arrow function, we cannot use this keyword because in arrow function we use this keyword. It returns the window object. There is one limitation.
What are the classes in JavaScript?
Classes. Sir, classes is synthetic. It's a sugar coating of constructor.
Can you write one example of class?
Yes, sir. Sir, hello.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Can you write a function to find that the given number is prime or not?
Yes. Expensive.
Can you?
Hello.
Yes. Can you show the output? Please pass 13 number in that function.
is not.
Okay, okay, very good, perfect. I have passed code of law in chart section. Will you please copy that in your editor? So I have consoled the x at line number 27. What will the value of x at line number 27?
Not defined. Sorry, undefined.
Are you sure? Why undefined?
Because sir, in line number 24, we use x is equal to 43, and when we call that function, it's written this function, and in second function when we call this function, it written this no sir, it's 44.
Sure.
Yes sir.
It will be NN. Please check console in browser.
Not a,
Okay. What is the difference between let constant variable?
sir, where create a block scope, sorry, where not create a block scope, and let create a block scope, and let can be redeclare, but sorry, can be reassigned but cannot redeclare, and const cannot be redeclare and not be reassigned, and hosting is possible but cannot assign before initialization.
Cannot assign or cannot use?
Hello.
Yes, we cannot use before initialization. Right?
Yes sir.
So I'll pass one more photo in chat section. Please copy that. Okay. So what will be the value of console at line number 33? You can write in front of that console.
Sir, which line?
All, all,
Sorry, all.
all. Yes. You can write in the form of comment for line number 33. Okay. And what will be the data type?
String.
Okay. Okay. Are you sure? Uh, for line number 41 and 43.
Yes, sir.
Click check in console. Click check in browser. What is difference between SVG and canvas?
Sorry, sir.
What are raster and vector images?
Sorry, sir.
What are web workers?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat the question?
What are web workers?
No, sir. I don't.
Can you explain new input types provided by HTML5 for forms? Can you give some examples?
Sir, please repeat the question.
Can you explain new input types provided in HTML5?
No, sir.
What is difference between slice and splice method?
Yes. Splice method. It is a two parameter. Uh, it have a two parameters. Sorry, we pass three parameter. First, first is start and delete count, and in slice method we pass two parameters, start and end. Both are non-mandatory, and in splice method, uh, start is start is mandatory. Start is mandatory and delete count is not mandatory. And splice method modifies the array, and slice method does not modify the array. And it splice method, it returns a deleted element, and in slice method, it does not affect that. And slice method, we use array as well as string.
What is web storage?
Web storage, it is a API given by HTML5, and we store the data up to a 5 MB.
That's it.
Yes.
So, what are the types we have in a web storage?
So two types: local storage and session storage. And in local storage, data will be deleted until we have to delete. And in session storage, data, if we close the files or close the session, data will be removed and data will be deleted.
What are the methods available on local storage?
So three methods: set item, get item, and clear.
Why do we need web storages?
Sorry, sir.
Why we need web storages?
If we have to store data in into your into our browser, then we use web storage.
What is promise chaining?
Promise chaining. Promise chaining, it is a process of um, it is the process of executing the sequence of a synchronous operation.
Is used the process of executing sequence of a small task one after one using promise. Is known as promise chaining. What is strict mode?
Strict mode. If we here we not apply semicolon or in function right keyword and late keyword, then it gives error if
What is
mode is on.
okay? Yes. What is then?
Is not, it is a method to use to check it is a number or not a number.
If I pass 10 value in is then, what will be the output? What will it return?
So where we hello
Yes. If we pass 10 number in is method.
sir is false.
Okay. What is event bubbling and event capturing?
Sir, in event bubbling, the data is traveled from child to parent, and uh, event capturing data is traveled from parent to child.
What is deep and shallow copy?
So, yes, sir. Deep and shallow copy. Sir, can I write?
Yeah,
Can
you can. Right.
if I have one object and change the name of that object, so, sir, if we store the reference into another declaration of the object and change the value of object, here we change the value of that object name, and but instead of that we use spread method or we use spread operator and assign method. Then we copy the object, but we cannot change the value of um,
Okay. So we
reference
copy the object with different reference.
yes, and it reference copy, not change in that object. And in a it is a shallow copy, and deep copy it is the if here I gives one nested object. Yes. If here we use the spread operator, or if we change the value of the city and suppose let
Now console copy in copy object and check the value of copy at line number 60.
sir here we
So,
here we change the value, but instead of that, if we use the JSON method.
Okay, so
Just
destructuring of object, by using destructuring of object, we can only do shallow copy, right?
yes,
We cannot copy object deeply, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, okay, please continue. By using JSON pass, what we can do?
Sir, if we check the value of that city, when we copy when we console uh, this, then here we cannot change the value of city.
Okay,
Here,
so you mean you want to say that if we want to deeply copy the object, we should use JSON string and JSON pass method.
yes, sir.
Okay, so it will also uh, deeply copy the nested object as well.
Yes.
Okay. So you said that you work on Angular for 6 years, right? So on which version you work on Angular? Which version?
Sorry, sir.
On, on Angular, which version do you work?
13.
Angular 13. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is Angular?
Sir, Angular is mm,
Uh, I have passed code in chat section. Will you please copy that in your code editor? So just comment the output of 65 and 66. Why 65 is true and 66 is false?
hello. Yes, sir. Please repeat your question.
Yeah, why the output of 65 is true and 66 is false?
Sir, double equal to it checks only value. It
Okay.
is and strictly equal to its check value as well as data type. It is
Okay.
a number and it's a boolean.
Okay, but the value of A is 0 and value of B is false.
False.
So is that same?
Sir, false value is 0.
Okay.
Here,
So 0 can be converted into false or false can be converted into 0. Right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Will you please check the output in browser? Okay. Perfect. So,
Hello.
Deepti, yeah. Deepti, I have done from my side. Do you have any question for me?
Sir, what is web worker?
Okay. So it's a very short call. We cannot discuss here. Right? Okay. Bye, Deepti. Have a good day.
Bye, sir.